These are the questions from the 2018 International Geography B, Round 1, and this is the U.S. Varsity and Junior Varsity National Championship level of that B. Question number 1. A tributary of this river, named for the surrounding regions cut down by buffalo, is Clearfield Creek, while another one of its tributaries, the Chemung River, was connected by canal to Seneca Lake. Cities along the banks of this river include Bloomsburg and a place where the Little League World Series is held annually, South Williamsport. This river is impounded by Conowingo Dam just north of Havre de Grace, while upstream a nuclear power plant was built on 3 Mile Island. Passing through cities like Wilkes-Barre and Harrisburg, this is, for the point, what river, the largest tributary of the Chesapeake Bay that flows north to south across central Pennsylvania? That would be the Susquehanna River. Question number 2. This city's main classical music ensemble is based in its Barbican Center. Johann Peter Solomon arranged one man's tour of this city in which he made over 4,000 gulden in one night during a premiere. The Miracle and Drumroll are part of a series of works named for this city, which includes a work named for a sudden fortissimo chord. This city's King's Theatre was the site of the premiere of Andrew Lloyd Webber's Phantom of the Opera. The Surprise is one of Joseph Haydn's symphonies named after, for the point, what city along the Thames? And the answer there is London. Question number 3. Mammoth bones and wall paintings are among the findings made in this state's Lulton Caves. A major industry in this state revolves around the plant henequen. A hilly region in the state, known as Puc, extends partially into its southwestern neighbor Campeche. Uxmal is a major site in this state, whose natural sinkholes include the sacred cenote. Mérida is the capital of this state, whose landmark of El Castillo served as a temple to the god Kukulkan. Chichen Itza is found in, for the point, what state of Mexico, located in the northern portion of a namesake peninsula? That would be Yucatan, the free and sovereign state of Yucatan. Question number 4. German activist groups have proposed funding for a southern bypass around this region in order to prevent a road from being built through it. Hills along this region that protect its inhabitants from grass fires are known as kopjes. The collapse of an erupting volcano onto itself led to the formation of this region's Ngorongos crater. The name of this region comes from a word meaning endless plains. The Kenyan portion of this region is called the Masai Mara. For 10 points, name this region located mainly in Tanzania that is known for its rich wildlife. And that would be the Serengeti. Question number 5. When visiting this complex, Andreas Hoggeist was given the honor of chewing a piece of meat gnawed on by its main inhabitant. A eunuch named Win An was one of the chief architects of this venue, which in 1644 was captured by a leader of the Shun dynasty. Every year, the chief inhabitant of this location would announce the lunar calendar at its meridian gate. Construction on this venue began after the Yongle Emperor moved his capital from Nanjing to the city where it is located. For the point, name this palace complex in which Chinese emperors lived for over 500 years, located in Beijing. The answer there is the Forbidden City. Toss-up question number 6. In the 1980s, protesters around this state's Cape Tribulation tried to stand in the way of bulldozers paving a road to its city of Cooktown. Mount Birwa is the tallest of this state's Glass House Mountains. The Quandamuka people are concentrated around this state's Moreton Bay, while the 2018 Commonwealth Games were hosted in its southern Gold Coast area. The Gulf of Carpentaria is northwest of this state that is directly south of the Torres Strait, which separates its country from New Guinea. Nicknamed the Sunshine State for the point, name this state with capital at Brisbane. And the answer there is Queensland. Question number 7. Rich gold and smart silver are among the mascot figurines themed around this building's damper sphere, which is the largest on Earth. Ariel Moscovici's Between Sky and Earth is found in this building, whose exterior contains numerous depictions of the Ruyi talisman. 8 sections, each with 8 floors, were created for this structure's main building, since the number 8 is lucky in this country. Before being surpassed in 2010 by the Burj Khalifa, this building was the tallest in the world. For the point, name this skyscraper in Taiwan. And that would be Taipei 101. Toss-up number 8. The Turlington Building is the second tallest building in this city, which contains its state's oldest predominantly African-American neighborhood of Frenchtown. This city's namesake meridian marker can be found in its Cascades Park. This city's namesake hills are the source of St. Mark's River. This city is the sole incorporated municipality in Leon County. Its Appalachee Parkway forms an intersection containing its state capitol building, home to a university whose mascot is the Seminoles. For the point, name this capital city of Florida. And that would be Tallahassee. Question number 9. At age 87, Scott Lewis became the oldest man to climb this mountain, on which 6 statuettes were found alongside a mummy that became named after it. Konstantin Jodko Narkiewicz ascended this mountain using an alternate route through a glacier that would be named for his home country of Poland. Nicknamed the Stone Sentinel, this peak is the second tallest of the 7 summits. Located in the province of Mendoza, this peak's campsites include one at Puente del Inca. For 10 points, name this mountain in the Andes the highest in South America. And that mountain, is Aconcagua. Question number 10. One proposed way of countering this phenomenon is through the creation of a dam along the Berg Strait. A series of shipwrecks around the city of Moynac have been revealed due to this phenomenon, which at one point resulted in the transformation of Rebirth Island into a land bridge. New irrigation techniques along the Sur Daria River are attempting to combat this phenomenon, which has had profound effects on several countries' cotton industries. For the point, name this drying up of a once large lake shared by Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. That would be the shrinking of the Aral Sea. Question number 11. A popular dish in this country, known as likahare, is made from the stomach lining of local animals. A sandstone plateau in this country is known as the Taba Bosiu. The Caledon River flows through this country, whose districts include Leribe and Mafeteng. Another country's O.R. Tambo International Airport is linked to one in this country, named after its king Moshushu. This nation shares the Sani Pass with the surrounding country's province of KwaZulu-Natal, with capital at Maseru. For the point, name this country inhabited by the Basotho people that borders just one other country. And that country is Lesotho. Question 12. A song named for this location pokes fun at girls who eat frugally in private and splurge on expensive soybean paste drinks in public. A Mitt Romney-themed parody of the most famous song named for this location features a chorus calling out two wealthy ladies. The 10 Corso Como store in this location was used to film the music video for Gentleman. A song named for this place was the first YouTube video to reach 1 billion views and contains a signature horse dance. For the point, name this district in Seoul that names a Psy single about its style. And that answer is Gangnam, the Gangnam district. Question number 13. John Wooster carved his initials into one of these objects that became known as Hercules. Hale Tharp created a lodging using one of these objects, from which he ran a cattle ranching business. The naturalist James Wolverton named one of these after his commander during the Civil War. The Calaveras Grove and Giant Forest are known for housing these plants, as a particularly famous example of which is the General Sherman. John Muir of the Sierra Club nicknamed these plants Big Trees. For the point, name this particularly large type of redwood native to California. And those trees are sequoia trees. Would have had to prompt on redwood or prompt on just trees. Question number 14. In this body of water, the Aracho mine is used to extract brown coal from its Toas Island. The capital of the state of Zulia shares its name with this body of water. The large number of palafitos around this body of water inspired Amerigo Vespucci's name for the country in which it is located. Members of the genus Lamna occupy over 100 million cubic meters of this body of water, which is fed by the Catatumbo River. Duckweed infestation has been a major issue in this lake, whose basin provides its country with extensive petroleum reserves. For the point, name this large lake in Venezuela. And that large lake in Venezuela is Lake Maracaibo. Question number 15. The sea captain Pierre Dalabarat shipwrecked on a reef in this archipelago that now bears his name. The Priolo is a bullfinch native to this archipelago, which is home to the island of the Crow. This is the northernmost of the 4 archipelagos that make up Macronesia. A prominent lighthouse sticks out on the Formigas bank of this island chain that is home to its country's highest point of Mount Pico. Ponta Delgada is the chief city on this archipelago, the largest of whose 9 islands is São Miguel. For the point, name this Portuguese island chain. That would be the Azores. Question number 16. An island in this body of water contains a fortress divided into 4 sections by 3 canals and is based on the designs of Domenico Trezzini. The Inger and Tosna are tributaries of this river, that the town of Schleiselberg is found at the head of. The Hermitage Bridge passes over this river, which flows through a city containing the Winter Palace. This river's namesake bay can be found at the eastern end of the Gulf of Finland. For the point, name this river that flows through St. Petersburg. And the name of that river is Neva, the Neva. Question 17. A sign with a red depiction of the symbol for this line is displayed in the Atsimo-Androfana region, which this line passes through. A region between Isterberg Mountain and the Wolkberg Mountains that is named for this line can be found in the province of Limpopo. A globe-like monument signifies the passage of this line through Alice Springs. At midday, viewers would never be able to see the sun over their heads if they traveled south of this line. For the point, name this line of latitude symbolized by a goat in the southern hemisphere. And that line of latitude is the Tropic of Capricorn. Question 18. A waterfall in this country is one of 3 popular tourist sites that make up its Golden Circle. The mist hardships were a period in this country caused by heightened activity along this country's craters of Laki. The southernmost point of this country can be found on its island of Surtsey, which arose in the 20th century from the Atlantic Ocean. Hekla is a stratovolcano in this country, which is also home to the Thingvellir National Park. For the point, name this Nordic country with capital at Reykjavik. The answer there is Iceland. Question number 19. One island in this body of water was named after the Portuguese word for lightning due to the strong winds surrounding it. Another of the islands in this body of water is home to the indigenous Bubi people. This people of this body of water, containing Corsico and Bioko, is home to the province of Annobon, which belongs to the only Spanish-speaking country in Africa. The national capital, Lomé, lies on this gulf's bight of Benin, while its bight of Biafra is home to the islands of Sao Tome and Principe. For the point, name this gulf that includes the origin of the latitude-longitude system, the mouth of the Niger River, and the capital of a namesake equatorial nation. And that would be Guinea, the Gulf of Guinea. I could have prompted on Atlantic Ocean until I said Gulf. I could have accepted Bight of Bonny or Bight of Biafra until Lomé. Question number 20. The cowboy showman Cuba Crutchfield is buried in this city's Lone Mountain Cemetery. The Sears Ferris House is a landmark residence in this city, which was inhabited by the inventor of the Ferris wheel. Flooding in this city has been frequent due to runoff from its Eagle Valley. This city, the westernmost independent city in the United States, has unusually small downtown blocks that are now bypassed by U.S. Highways 50 and 395. Silver Saddle Ranch is located in this city, which, along with Virginia City and other nearby towns, grew rapidly after the discovery of Comstock Lode. Lying 26 miles south of Reno, for the point, named this Nevada state capital. And that would be Carson City, Nevada. Question 21. Aldous Huxley described a lake in this country as Como, with additional embellishments of several immense volcanoes. The howler monkey inspired the name of the Usumacinta River in this country's northwest. Lake Atitlan is located in this country, which has experienced massive deforestation in its Petén department. The Quiché people make up 11% of the population of this country, where bananas are responsible for over 7% of exports. This country is southwest of Belize and west of Honduras. For the point, name this Central American country. That country is Guatemala. Question 22. A 1952 study by Ernest Fawbush and Robert Miller is seen as the origin of the term for this region. A New York Times article claims that activity in this region is concentrated in May and June between 4 and 7 p.m. and was based on a report by the U.S. Weather Bureau. This informal region between the Rocky Mountains and the Appalachians includes Oklahoma and Kansas among its most affected states. The intensity of the central phenomena associated with this region is measured on the enhanced Fujita scale, for the point named this American region where many namesake whirlwinds occur. And that region is Tornado Alley. Question 23. In 2011, xenophytophores were discovered living in a portion of this location named for a Filipino sea creature. Kevin Hand has attempted to apply studies in this location to research on the oceans of the moon Europa. This body of water's namesake archipelago is part of the IBM ARC. Don Walsh was a crew member on the Trieste, which was the first manned vehicle to reach a certain point in this body of water. That point would later be reached by the filmmaker James Cameron in 2012. Jacques Piccard was among the first to explore, for the point, what body of water containing Challenger Deep. And the answer there is the Mariana or Marianas Trench. I could have also accepted Challenger Deep before the Challenger was mentioned, and I could have accepted Sirena Deep before Filipino was mentioned, and I would have had to prompt on simply the Pacific Ocean because it wasn't specific enough. Question 24. The Zumbro River flows through this state's southeastern region, which forms part of the driftless area. Kayaking along the Kabetogama Peninsula is a popular activity at a national park in this state named for a type of fur trader. Chippewa National Forest and the Mesabi Iron Range both overlap this state's Itasca County. The aftermath of a tornado led to the creation of a hospital in this state's southern city of Rochester that U.S. News & World Report ranks as the best in the U.S. Voyageurs National Park and the Mayo Clinic are in, for the point, what land of 10,000 lakes with capital at St. Paul? And the answer there is Minnesota. Question 25. A popular farm environment visited by tourists in this city is the Arche de la Nature. A stained glass with a feminine depiction of Jesus can be found in this city's cathedral dedicated to its patron, St. Julian. This city in the Pays de la Loire region is the capital of the Sarthe department. It is home to a competition whose most recent winning team used a 919 hybrid. That competition, along with ones in Indianapolis and Monaco, is among the Triple Crown of motorsport, for the point named this French city that hosts a 24-hour endurance car race. And that answer is Le Mans in France. Question 26. In 2009, the Gezhouba Group won a contract to construct this river's Zangmu Dam. A tributary of this river that is crossed by the Dola Sadia Bridge is the Lohit River. This river splits into two south of its tributary known as the Teesta River. Guwahati is found on this river, around which deforestation has led to soil erosion in the Assam Plains. This river's namesake delta is sometimes named for the Sundarbans, beginning in Tibet, for the point named this transnational river that empties into the Bay of Bengal. The answer there, the Brahmaputra River. Question 27. In 1868, a consul named Rutherford Alcock made a then-record 8-hour climb of this mountain, which he described in the book The Capital of the Tycoon. Until 1912, women were banned from climbing this mountain that is the tallest of its country's 3 holy mountains. The novel Tower of Waves popularized the use of a notorious forest next to this mountain as a suicide site. Found along the Izu Peninsula, this mountain inspired the logo of the company Atari. A number of Shinto shrines are found on, for the point, what Japanese mountain? That answer, Mount Fuji. Question 28. This city's Al-Rashid Mosque was the first mosque established in its country. Jasper Place has been combined with this city, which is adjacent to Strathcona County. This city's light rail line will soon connect to North America's largest shopping mall located on this city's western edge, while the eastern half includes Wayne Gretzky Drive. This city co-names an urban corridor that it shares with its province's city of Calgary. For the point, name this Alberta city nicknamed the oil capital of Canada. And that Alberta city is Edmonton. Question 29. Charles Tilston Bright received a knighthood for his work overseeing this project, which saw repairs conducted by the crew of the Great Eastern. Wildman Whitehouse introduced a failed design for this project that was overseen by Cyrus Field. Lord Kelvin invented the mirror galvanometer for this project, one of whose endpoints was in Newfoundland. The 1858 completion of this project was celebrated with the passage of a message from Queen Victoria to James Buchanan. For the point, name this project that allowed for electric communication on either side of a certain ocean. The answer there, the transatlantic telegraph cable. All you needed were the 2 words Atlantic and telegraph, and you would have gotten the point. Question 30. In 2007, plans were made to build a climate forest in one of this country's national parks to offset carbon emissions from the Vatican. The Buk Mountains are located in this country, where the Tihani Peninsula juts into a body of water fed by the Zala River. This country's southern Great Plain region has its capital at Szeged. Lake Balaton is found in this country's region of the Transdanubia. An attempt to rescue a dog led to the discovery of a cave in this country named after St. Stephen. For the point, name this country with capital at Budapest. The answer there, Hungary. Question number 31. Along with the Ray Mountains, a range of this name helps make up the Yukon-Tanana uplands. The source of the Salt River is located in a mountain range of this name containing a peak sacred to the Apache named Mount Baldy. In addition to that mountain range in Arizona, this name is shared by a range whose subranges include the Kinsman and Presidential ranges and was home to a series of granite cliffs that resembled a human face known as the Old Man of the Mountain. For the point, give this name of a mountain range in New Hampshire that is named for a color. And that would be the White Mountains. Question number 32. Ridgway's hawk is native to this island, which is also home to the pale magnolia tree. Lake Azue can be found on this island that is to the west of the Mona Passage. The Cordillera Central is a mountainous region on this island whose highest point is Pico Duarte. Carrefour and Puerto Plata are among the major cities on this island. Found southeast of the Bahamas, this island is divided between a French and Spanish-speaking nation. For the point, name this Caribbean island shared by the Dominican Republic and Haiti. That island is Hispaniola. Question number 33. A particularly desolate portion of this region is locally known as the Land of Thirst. In 2014, a UNESCO correspondent found that sledgehammers were being used to destroy rock art in this region's Caucasus Range. The Tibesti Mountains are located in this region, whose namesake pump theory claims that significant changes in biodiversity occurred during the Nubian Swell. This region forms the northern end of a transition zone whose name translates to coasts. The Sahel extends south of, for the point, what North African desert? That North African desert is the Sahara. Question number 34. A gold bowl was discovered during excavations at Tep Hassanlu in this country's Gadar River Valley. NASA's Aqua satellite confirmed that the hottest land surface on Earth is in this country's Lut Desert. The longest bridge in this country crosses its lake Urmia. Fars and Alborz are among the 31 provinces of this country that is home to the Zagros Mountains. The Strait of Hormuz is to the south of this country, whose cities include Tabriz and Isfahan. For the point, name this country that John Bolton has advocated bombing to stop its nuclear weapons program. And the answer there is Iran. This is question 35, and it is the final question of the packet, although there is an extra question that I will also read, so it'll be the penultimate question that I will read. Question 35. The lack of setbacks on this street's equitable building contributed to a set of 1916 zoning resolutions in its city. This street's predecessor, Bloomingdale Road, was to be removed under the Commissioner's Plan of 1811, but its curvilinear route was maintained. This street's Canyon of Heroes is a section named for its common use during ticker tape parades. This street begins at Bowling Green and passes through Herald Square and Washington Heights before crossing into Westchester County from the Bronx. This oldest street running from north to south in Manhattan was where Oklahoma premiered. For the point, name this street associated with theatrical productions. And that street is Broadway. This is the final question that I'm going to read. It's the extra question of the packet, and it is technically question 36. In its south, this country's city of Calabar is home to hundreds of butterfly species. The Birom people are one of the major ethnic groups native to this country's diverse Jos Plateau. This country's native Efik have formed the Epke secret society in countries they have migrated to. After Egypt, this country has the most Facebook users of any African country. The state of rivers in this country has its capital at Port Harcourt. The Naira is the currency of this country that is home to the largest city in Africa. For the point, name this African nation home to the cities of Lagos and Abuja. And the answer there is Nigeria. And thanks for listening to this packet.